following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This week on the 5-Minute Warning.
You always hear, hey, she's doing the best she can. Hey, she's out here working hard. That is a luxury that most men never will feel because the outside world is constantly telling us that we're never doing enough. It doesn't matter what our circumstance is. Whatever's going on, we're not enough.
Show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-Minute Warning.
Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. It's your man, Ruben, in the house. Hopefully everybody can hear me because I can't hear you. That's the crazy part. You know how we be doing it. But, once again, we are here and it's another weekend. And, hey, we just here to do what we do. So, once again, welcome to 5-Minute Warning. I hope AG out there can hear me because I can't hear myself. That's how awesome I am. But it doesn't really matter. We're going to get it done in the way it needs to be done. Oh, there it is. There it is. The world, I can hear myself. That means the world can hear me.
Feel better now?
I feel awesome right now. And that's what's really important, So, once again, hey, we're going to do something a little different. This time, we're going to do some teasers. So what we're going to talk about today, before we get started, we're going to talk about basically just, the hardest part of making ourselves better and what we do for that. Hopefully I help somebody out here out. But before we get into all that, hey, my man AG's in the house. Let's talk to him. What's going on, AG?
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
Yeah, I came on. I completely forgot that I had literally taken out some stuff from my computer and I couldn't hear, but I could see. And I was like, you know what? This is how you know you've done over 200 and some episodes when stuff stops and you can talk, not hear yourself, but you know what you're supposed to be saying. And until you can fake the funk and get your hearing back. So
this proves that my belief in 10,000 hours of repetition is important because of what you just said.
Oh, most definitely, man. It's crazy. Like, I'm sitting here and I was like, I can't hear the music. And I was like, oh crap, I forgot. I took something out. Let me put that back in. And then I was like, oh crap, I still can't hear nothing. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta reset shit. Because it won't air, so I had to reset it. And I saw the screen, I was just like, well, I know what's gonna happen in a second. Once I saw AG pop up on the screen, and then it's like, well, Ruben, you got about 3 seconds to get your shit together. And you gotta talk regardless if you can hear anything until you can fake the funk and get back up here. So yes, repetition of over 5.5 years of doing this got us to this point. And hey, man, all y'all people out here who don't believe that repetition and hard work doesn't pay later, I just proved to you that it did. I can't wait to hear it back because I actually think it did a pretty good job without being here myself.
If you never mentioned it, no one would know because I didn't know what you were talking about. I was like, he can't hear me? He seems to be fine. But apparently, like you said, you've done it so much, it's like you can fake it until you make it.
Most definitely. And of course, like it says on the screen, please like, subscribe, and also leave us a review on that Apple Podcast stuff. So, man, how was your week, bro? How's it going?
It was good. I took the time to get to know my co-host a little better because y'all mentioned songs that I have no clue about. constantly. And it's just like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to listen to this playlist. Now, I didn't listen to all of it because some of it, more than half of it I was familiar with. I didn't need to listen to that. But I listened to the songs that I had no idea. And I was like, my favorite one by far, Mo and I talked about this messaging back and forth, but the Donald Glover song, It Feels Like Summer, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that was the song that came out right after This Is America, and I'm just like, man, it just sucks that this great song got overshadowed.
Yes, because when I went back to do the show, it was like, now I understand what he means, because that song is fire. I promise you it is. Because there's a lot of interplay in the chord progression, because it starts out in major key. And it's talking about summertime. You're not even really paying attention to the words.
Nope. And then when you listen to it again, when you listen to the words, it's like, man, this dude being hella reflective.
Right. And so, but see, what the part that you don't notice is the song takes the relative minor, which is every major key has a relative minor to it, to where you can mix them together. And so I was like, why did this song all of a sudden get so dark? And I was like, wait a minute. And so I clicked on the lyrics and I was like, why are you dark out here? Why are you sad? And then I noticed the rest of this. I was like, this is genius. Because it doesn't happen that often in pop music, but when it does, man, I was like, bro. So I was like, just listening to y'all's choices. And I don't think you answered me when I asked you about it, but is this the Pastor Troy song that they play at UGA games? Or is it another one?
Yes.
What one?
The one that Ruben had, it was you or Ruben had a Pastor Troy song, and I forgot.
Yeah, I had a Pastor Troy song up there.
Is that the one that you're always talking about at UGA games?
Yeah, all those white people be singing Pastor Troy.
Right. Is that the one? Because it's heat.
Yes.
It's fire.
It's the one,
It's
right?
fire. And I can understand how white
GA?
America could get involved. But is that the one?
You mean Ain't No More Playing GA? That's the one they be saying at the game.
I thought they play both.
Nah, they don't be playing Is We Cutting yet.
okay.
They don't play that at the stadium.
Okay. Well, anyway.
But they play the other one, which is probably worse.
Like I
as far
said,
as like words.
Like I said, it's like understanding y'all a little better just by listening to that playlist. It was enlightening. So it was cool.
Yeah, man. I tell people all the time, man, that's by far my favorite Childish Gambino song. Like, I fell in love with it the first time I heard the song. I was just like, man, this is dope. And then, just like you said, you don't really even pay attention to the lyrics of the song at first. It's just a vibe. And then I went back and listened to it. I'm like, oh man, this dude is like really reflecting. It's a real pessimistic tone, but I don't know if it's pessimistic or if it's like I said, like I described to you, man, to me, it sounds very reflective. Like as you get older, you start to think about all of these things that you were thinking about and how, what they say, how small of an impact you actually have on the world.
We didn't grow up that way. Like I told you, your age and younger, man, you realize a lot of things so much faster than we did.
Well, see, I'm going to disagree with you on that sense, because I feel like me and Childish Gambino, the way we feel about that, is it because we're talking about our experience growing up and in the summer? I feel like that's as you get older. Like now, if you're 35 and up right now, you looking at how the kids live now, and you feel, even though you're not that far removed from it, you feel so far away from it, just because, as you said, it started to happen so quick. The changes between a 5-year-old right now and somebody who's 25 does not feel like a decade. It feels like a lifetime.
I understand that.
Because technology and everything happens so fast. So like, I feel like he's just being so reflective in the song, man. Like, I don't know. I think the older I get, the more I like that song too. Like every time I hear it, that's why, it came up in the summer thing. Cause honestly, that's kind of like a summer song to me. Cause like every summer I look at my kids and how they enjoy their summer. And I'm just like, man, y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't even realize that y'all are missing y'all are missing so many good years right now because y'all just don't have this in your life no more.
No, I think what I'm saying is we didn't have as much apparent darkness as far as an understanding of how dark the world is.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because when we were kids, we stayed kids for a long time. Your age and younger, y'all don't have an innocence. Y'all don't have innocence like that for any amount of time. Or actually
It's
never.
just like I joke with my kids now when I talk about the music they listen to. I'm just like, hey man, it seems like everybody y'all listen to is either depressed or suffering from anxiety. Like there's no happy music anymore. Like when you listen to R&B music, like every song is about heartache, heartbreak, somebody ain't shit, somebody did you wrong, or you wrong. Yeah, I went on a 90s tirade like a couple days ago where a video came up on my YouTube thing and it was an old Shy video and it just went down a rabbit hole. So like Shy comes on and then High Five comes on. And then I was just like, yo, the music industry has always been ran by adolescent females. And what I mean by that, whatever the teenage girls like, that's what's hot.
Yeah, definitely.
And right now, teenagers like ratchet ass or depressing ass music. That's why there's no boy bands. There's no love. There's no, like, how many high school sweetheart songs were there in the 80s and 90s? There was a ton of them.
All of them. Yeah.
There were a ton of them. And it feels like I listen to them now and I feel good. And then I feel bad all at the same time because I'm just like, my kids will never know this.
No.
They'll never know this.
Like,
because they're
when you
adults.
start a song of I can't wait to get to school each day, I'm just like, yo, they will never know this.
No,
they don't know
they
about
will
having
Brent, shout out to Brent, put up a joint, as a band geek, this conversation making him smile. I mean, hopefully he was on last episode when we did our summer tracks, and you can go on Spotify, 5-minute warning, summer playlist 2025. Go ahead, get it downloaded for yourself. You can kind of see how we think and how we feel about our summer music. Also, give a shout out to Juan out there. Gave us a nice little heart emoji, on Facebook. Appreciate you, brother. Glad you're here. Hope you're listening. Hope you're having a good time. And it's funny that we talk about music because I think I'm going to say something that I'm going to be real. I don't think I've ever said before. And my hope is this is not the last time I say it. But hey, man, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's 25 years old. Maybe they hired some new people. Maybe they just did everything right. Bruh, the BET Awards 2025, fire.
Really?
100%. Fire.
I haven't seen the show. I've seen certain clips of it, and I've seen some of the performances. The Jamie Foxx tribute was done so fucking well.
Oh my God.
It was such a good tribute. And then to see Jamie Foxx in the front row almost in tears because like he's somebody who you can just tell really appreciates music. And you can tell they don't really tell them what artists are going to be performing the song. So like every time somebody comes out, you can see it in his face.
He loses his mind.
Like the genuine excitement. Like when Babyface starts off, you could just see him like, yo, Babyface singing my song?
But see, that's what I was saying. I was like, bruh, Babyface came out of whatever retirement home he was at. He came out to sing Yo Joint. And then on top of that, bro, he had Teddy Riley out there and Dougie Fresh.
Riley.
Wow, Dougie Fresh.
I was like,
and look, I ain't seen the whole show,
bro.
But if somebody told me Jennifer Hudson had the greatest performance of the night, I'd be like, no doubt. I ain't even seen the rest of the show, and she gets my vote.
And I'm gonna tell you, you're right until the end, straight up. And I'll tell you in a second because it's worth the watch. Because I mean, I've been notorious. Every year I talk about how horrible the BET Awards are. I don't know who they hired, whatever, but
maybe they just gave Kevin Hart like a whole bunch of creative freedom to just kind of host as he saw fit.
I think part of it is the 4 icons they picked. Fire. They picked Mariah Carey, who came out and did it. She did her joint. It was whatever. I never realized Mariah Carey doesn't dance until today. Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, and Kirk Franklin. Yo, best 4 icons that they could have picked for today or for for this year or whatever. And like Snoop did it, he performed, killed it, bruh. He played It Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can. Man, come on, man. Like he started singing that joint, and then here comes Corrupt, and here comes Warren G. Killed it. And I'm gonna be real, man. Some of the other performances were whatever. Like, I don't understand the love for Playboi Carti. And I still don't understand the love for Playboi Carti. But here's my thing. And I know a lot of people your kids' age will hate my guts for making this statement.
Wow,
But-
hate your guts? Okay.
Yeah. Because they can understand this motherfucker. I cannot. Can we get some closed caption when this motherfucker talking? Because the beat was fire. I didn't understand what the fuck he said the whole time until at the end he was like, thank y'all, I love y'all. He was, but people were rocking to that shit, man. I'm thinking to myself, they got a teleprompter up in that bitch. Like,
Ruben,
they can see what the fuck he's saying.
Ruben, I'm telling you,
But
man,
what's-
the
no, I'm
music
talking about, like-
ain't for you.
But I'm saying, it's like older people in the audience singing. And
Once again,
you're
but
right.
they still tapped into the industry,
Yeah,
so they
and that's
still
fine.
mooching off whatever's popular. Like that's just, I'm just saying that they're more tapped in. Like if you out the target audience and you ain't a part of it, like you ain't
But I'm
supposed
just
to be. It's
saying,
all right, man.
But all I'm saying is, if I want to be a part, it's very difficult. That's
This is
just
you
me.
standing on your front lawn right now.
I mean,
Just angry
I want
fisting.
to join the cookout, man. That's all I'm saying. I just want to go to the cookout because the beat was fire.
You
The DJ
could
they had
be
was
at the
fire.
cookout if you weren't the old dude talking about how whack it was. Like you could
But
be at the
look,
cookout.
I didn't say it was whack.
You
I
kinda
just said I
did.
didn't understand the motherfucker.
I mean-
that's all I'm saying.
But that's
Glorilla
not
got
going
up
to
there.
change,
She
man. That's not going to
performed.
change.
Hey, look,
I'm
she
just
performed.
saying, bro. You got to treat the popular young music, man, kind of like you just treat regular radio, man. They not gonna hit all the time. They gonna play some songs that you don't necessarily care for. Sometimes you just gotta ride it out and wait till you get to the next jam,
But what I'm saying
or just
is-
change the fucking station. And if you're
what
gonna
I'm-
change the station, you can't be at the cookout. Like
See,
you
that's
just,
the whole thing, right? But then you say, well, Ruben, you got to give it a chance. And I'm trying to give it a chance.
hold on. I've never stated that you have to give it a chance.
No, I didn't say
said that
you.
if you're not gonna give it a chance, you just an old man hating.
And I gave it a chance, and I'm not hating. I'm just asking for some. I just need to understand what the fuck he was saying. Because he might have been saying some real cool shit. I just didn't understand it. That's all I'm saying. And maybe the closed caption went a little far. I will say that. But I just didn't understand what the motherfucker was saying.
Bro,
And the
it's
beat was hot.
it's just a reverse Peanuts right now, man. You're so old now that the rap music sounds like the parents on Charlie Brown. Like,
I mean,
like,
you ain't wrong.
that's what
You are
it sounds
not
like
wrong.
to you.
You are not wrong. But I will say this: two things, and we'll move on. One, the only thing I can't stand, man. I get it, man. Award shows, whatever. They gave out like 5 fucking awards, but that's not my point. I appreciated Playboi Carti because he did not. I repeat, he did not break the rules of what I think about performances. If you're doing live performances, I need you to perform in the mic. Like, I need to hear you. And I heard him. I heard almost everybody. I will not say who I didn't hear, because what I do hate, getting up on a performance and you not rapping, bro. Like, singing, I get it. You're not singing everything. I'm cool with that, because a lot of that's arrangement and other shit. Bro, you a rapper. How you not rapping to your own shit? Even Jim Jones came out. You can hear his music in the background rapping, but he's in the mic rapping. I'm just saying the person wasn't rapping. And I'm kind of just like, and you caught that person numerous times, because there are times where the person was supposed to be rapping, but they didn't have a mic in their hand. And then they got them a mic. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, that's my only beef with that. Like, I'm just like, because only like 2 people did it. So I'm not like super mad, but I'm just like, how you gonna get up here and everybody else gonna sing and rap, and your ass just gonna lip sync? And you rapping.
So you went on the anti-soul train. He's like, don't soul train me. Don't soul train me.
First of all, some people on Soul Train even still sung. So,
Man, you talking about like 3 people. You talking about like 3 people total.
so whatever. But I like the fact it was 25 years of the awards. So they brought back the one on Sister Park joint. They did some tributes. I mean,
The Rap
B2K
City
was
thing.
there.
Yeah, the Rap City thing with Ludacris spitting.
Yep, that was
Fire.
And Chocolate Drop. That shit was hilarious. But like, yo, man, you know, B2K, all 4 of them would have get. I was shocked as hell. I was like, damn, they did that like the New Edition shit. They must have paid them motherfuckers. But like, you know, real talk. Kirk Franklin shut that shit down, bro. Then he was last. He was like, take your ass home after that. Pretty much. Kevin Hart was like, it ain't no after parties. Take y'all old asses home. It was hilarious. But Kirk Franklin got up there. He did his speech. And he was like, he was basically talking about how much of a person he wasn't. And then, you know, how God did it and all this stuff. And the one thing he said that I thought was awesome, he was just like, you know, I'm standing up here getting this award and I can't even sing. And I was like, damn, this motherfucker really can't sing. He really don't sing.
I never even thought about it like that.
But he's a straight up performer. I mean, I guess
In more ways than one, in my opinion. In more ways than one.
But like, yo, he had his crew behind him. They played a new song that I hadn't heard. And then they came back and brought back Stompin'. And that, bruh, this brother did, I think it was, I think he did the Any Heartbreak when they moved up and then they moved back real quick. I was like, stop it. This motherfucker out here dancing. He dancing and hyping. He didn't sing shit. And I was just like, damn, this motherfucker really don't sing. Not that I really noticed it before. I noticed it today, 1, because he said it. But 2 was like, wow, he really don't sing. But he's such a performer. His energy is so crazy. Like, everybody up there was hype. Like, hype. He made Tamar sound good. That's right, I said that shit. He made Tamar sound good, and she was up in there hype. And I was like, yo, this motherfucker crazy. But nah, straight up, first time I ever said it. BET Awards 2025. It's worth the watch, man. It is the whole thing. The whole thing is awesome. You know, once again, there'll be a couple things that you might have to fast forward through. Just because
I tell you, I can't ever share your excitement for Kirk Franklin. Nothing about Kirk Franklin ever entertains me. And I hate sounding like I'm just up here hating Kirk Franklin and what he's about and what he does. It just, like, I'll just say, like, every time Kirk Franklin has performed, like, it don't move my spirit at all. Like, it just feels like he's been a part of some good songs and the performances, but it's something about Kirk Franklin that doesn't sit well with my spirit. And I don't have an exact reason why.
Well,
so it's why I don't really, I'm not hating on Kirk Franklin.
No.
It's just something about Kirk Franklin. I'm just like, it just don't never feel genuine to me.
I think for me, I'm drawn to energy. And that, like, energy and charisma.
He got that. He do
that
got that.
motherfucker got it in space. Like, he was blessed with that shit. Like, I can't get close to that. I mean, I think I have my own, but I can't get close to that shit. That shit's legendary, like, out of this world type shit. And it's just like, and I'm drawn to that. Now, his personal life, like he said, man.
Oh man, I ain't even worried about his personal life. I mean, because I hate when people start talking about his imperfections as if that means he can't be an ambassador for Christianity. Like that, exactly. I'm not with that. I'm just saying nothing. I'm strictly talking about performance. Like Kirk Franklin doesn't move me, the performer.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm ready to go to church, but I'm just saying, like, his energy is infectious. It's very infectious, and that dude's whether he did church music, whether he did rap music, he can't sing, but neither could Britney Spears. So, like, there's a whole bunch of shit. Whatever that dude was going to do in life, it was going to be live and crazy. And that's all I'm saying. That performance, I mean, you know, I was sitting there looking, I was like, wow, man, this guy's like way better than Diddy. Then I was like, no Diddy, because we can't do that. And I was like, Diddy's not even in the fucking conversation. Like, I don't know anybody who could, especially that performance. That performance was over the top live, for real. So, like, once again, that's just my opinion. Go watch it for yourself. This is the best one that I've ever seen in life, and they've had 25 of them. And you know, I'm like, some of that shit is trash. I just hope that next year they don't go backwards, because once again, I don't know if they hired new people or they just said, fuck it, for 25, we about to blow this motherfucker up and we gonna do it. You can't come back from this, man. You can't go backward anymore, because if you go back in the years, I've complained and like, hey man, this is for black people, this shit's shitty. You know, this shit's horrible. And it's like 4 hours, but for the most part, it's entertaining. So I just wanted to put that out there before we really get into what we're going to talk about today. What, like I said, really goes into what we're talking about. Like, you know, we talk about a lot of different things, but one thing we really don't talk about is ourselves. And like, you know, growing oneself, because when it's all said and done, we all want to be better every day. We want to be better people. But how do we get there, right? Like, it's one of those, like, some people have different things that they do. They have a routine, blah, blah, blah. Some people just wake up and decide, fuck it, I'm going to do this today. That's more me. But there are some people who have plans. And so, like, the one thing I want to talk about today is, like, for you personally, what's the hardest part about being better every day, growing yourself, be better every day? And how successful are you with it? Because, like, my thing is, I don't think that we all are as successful as we want to be when just being a better person and doing better things and stuff like that. But, you know, I think it's interesting to talk about our individual journeys, because, like, once again, yeah, we're 3 black men. But yeah, like, that's kind of almost from us 3. I mean, there's similarities between maybe me and AG and me and Moby and AG and Moby and that sort of thing. But, you know, other than that, we pride ourselves on this show on our differences. So I think it's super important for us to talk about. I mean, we proved it last week with the summer thing, with the summer music thing. I think it's important for us to kind of just talk about how we do certain things, you know, and how we want to make ourselves better. Or are we cool where we at now? Because, you know, you're right, Moby. Earlier, I probably wouldn't be this way, but you're just like, yeah, Ruben, you kind of like get off my lawn type. And there are times when I am get off my lawn, straight up, especially now. Now that I turned 50, I'm probably get off my lawn more than I should be. But that's because I've chosen to do that, because that's where I'm at. But, you know, I want you to talk about your personal journey and things you want to be better at and how you want to get there and stuff like that. So, AG, man, what's up? Talk to us.
I think the first thing I want to say is there's a little pushback on your description of all of us, because actually Mo and I talk about ourselves quite often.
I was thinking it the whole time. I was about to say, I'm not.
So I think maybe you want to reword that. But
it's on wax now, so.
It's on wax now, yes. But anyway, I think when I read the question, I was like, okay, that's a great question. I will say, for me, once I thought about it, I feel like I'm not as successful as I'd like to be, because outside of structure and outside of camaraderie, I don't really do well. Now, don't get me wrong. I can live by myself. Like, I don't need a lot of interaction, because I think it's the way I'm set up. And I think my life experience, being an only child, I don't really need a lot of interaction day to day. What I would like to do is to be able to have a goal that has no structure, have the discipline to mold it, and then after that, get to the execution part, without the foundation of an ensemble or some structure that was already there. Building your own structure and then executing within that structure is really hard for me. Like, some people are the exact opposite, where they don't really get along well with other people at all. It's like they always want to be a maverick. I don't have much maverick in me. Now, there are certain times, like lately, where I've been able to focus and like, okay, this is what you have to do. No one's going to make you do it. You don't have a teammate, but you understand this is what you have to do. And so, okay, well, I'm going to do this today and this today. And even within that focus, I was still like, I don't want to do it today. But it's like, well, no, this is what you're going to do. Today, you're going to do this. Today, you're going to do that. Today, you're going to do this. And so to have that and to succeed, that's the other thing. When you're doing something, well, for me, I'm not going to say that but for when I do something that I have to build it from scratch, I never get myself across the finish line to actually pass or fail. A lot of times I just leave it and it's a failure, but is it really a failure when you don't finish it? No, it's not. You didn't finish. And those are two totally different conversations. So someone that says I failed 1,000 times, but when I look at them, they didn't actually finish it 999 times. I said, no, sir, you quit 999 times. You succeeded, but your result wasn't what you wanted once. That's what happened. So for me, that is the weakness. That is, if I could get over that, which I think I'm on my path to do so because I actually had to see something through and I succeeded. That is really the key for me. If I figure out how to think of an idea and grow an idea and be patient, that middle part where nothing doesn't seem to be happening, but it is happening, when I don't give up and I get past that, and then the rest of it's kind of easy, get over the hump, if you will. If I can do that on a regular basis, I will be someone else. I promise you I will be someone else. If I don't do it, my life will stay the same primarily. And I can't count my wife in this, sort of, because she motivates me in ways in which she doesn't really understand. Everything I do it a lot harder and with a lot more intent than I ever did it when I was single. But that is also the kind of juice that you need to do it just because. And then within that vacuum, there are still times where I just go, I don't really want to do it. To have a high level of focus without structure that hasn't been created for you, even when things don't look the way you want them to look, and to see things through until its completion, that is something I need to go through a few times to understand that, yes, this is possible. If you don't, well, no, I said you again, like it's general, this is me. If I don't do that, my life will largely stay the same. Now, I could find a success here and success there, whatever, that's great. But I think what you're talking about is the success you want. And success you want is really big. No matter how small the actual result is to other people is neither here nor there. But if you achieve something that you want, that's all the difference. It really is. So like if you want to be thinner or you want to be more wealthy or if you want to do whatever it is, and you have to start from scratch with no one making you do it or no structure making you do it, and you have to create your own wave and ride that wave and to the beach, to completion, for me, that's the ultimate. After I do that, I don't really care anymore. Because to me, that is the key to everything. Whether the result is what I want it to be at the end is immaterial. Because again, like I said before, if you just quit, then you quit. You didn't finish it. You don't know if you failed or not. But finishing it, starting it and finishing it and say, okay, what happened? Because I don't think I'll have an issue with saying, okay, that didn't turn out real well. Let's see what I did wrong. I'm good at that part. It's the middle part that I'm not good at. So I don't think I could have done what you did with this podcast. I don't think so. There would have been a lot of things in the middle. There would have been a lot of this or that I could have faltered, and the podcast never exist, or the podcast falling off really fast. So those are my weaknesses. If I could get rid of that part, or at least actually not going to get rid of it, because you'll always be your flaws. Managing your flaws is really important. It's like managing fear. That's the difference between cowardice and courage. Managing your fear. Fear is not really the problem, because everybody has it and you're going to continue to have it. So when people start talking about fear like that in absolutes, I start tuning them out. That's wrong. Managing your fears is really important. So taking care of those two things, managing your fears and being able to see it through when nothing's really happening, creating your own structure and riding that structure to its completion is what's really important. And once I get that little thing, then I can do what I want to do. So based on what I took, based on what I extrapolated from the question, that is my flaw. That is my major flaw. If I take care of those things, then I'll be golden. Everything I ever wanted will be not worried. I won't be worried about it anymore because I know I'll be able to, and we're golden. I'll be able to turn it on, know what has to happen, understand that it will do something, just keep going. So I would say that's my unadulterated answer. I guess I answered the question correctly. Is that about right? Or what you were wanting?
Hey man, your answer is your answer.
I realize that, but I'm on the right track though.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say that. That is my biggest lacking as far as self-growth.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? Like I think you said a point that was important, because we are our flaws and our weaknesses. However, that don't mean we can't learn from those. And then probably what usually happens is once you perfect or once you take care of one, then another one just pops up because maybe you want to do something else. And like, hey, boom, boom, boom. And it's just like, great. There's always something more to learn. And that's the awesome part about just life, really. We all want to be better people. We all want to be successful in our own way. Getting there is always the fun part, right? Or for some people, I'd say it's the fun part. Depends on how you define the word fun. So awesome. Mo B, what about you?
Actually, I would say getting there is the important part. How you get there is the important part, because a lot of people are trying to get to the finish line, but they don't want to have to do all the stuff in between getting from start to finish line. I guess mine was, I don't know, it's probably oversimplifying it, but as I talk, it'll probably not be as simple as I feel like it is in my head. But balancing, success and balance. If I have to put a mirror to my face and truly tell people the thing that I've always been the most fearful of, it's success. Not because what some people say. Some people go, oh, you don't want to be successful because you fear the expectations and all that. Nah, I've always viewed success as failing someone else, because I feel like everybody who talks about greatness and being great and success, they always talk about sacrifice, and the thing that they seem to always sacrifice is everything around them. So sometimes I wouldn't say it's a survivor's guilt, but sometimes I've always felt like the more successful I am, the more I'm letting someone else down. Because to be truly successful at a lot of things requires an imbalance of time and attention. So like me and you've talked about Jordan versus LeBron, and we've always said, I hate talking about the basketball discussion of Jordan versus LeBron, because Jordan had a singular focus in life, and that was I'm going to be the best basketball player. And it kind of made him an asshole in every other aspect of his life because he couldn't achieve that success without balance.
Correct.
So when people go, oh, well, LeBron is this, to me, I look at it and go like, LeBron is the pinnacle of balance. Like, it's amazing to me that he's achieved that amount of success and still seems balanced. That's the greatest fucking feat in sports history to me, is the fact that LeBron James still seems like, and I say seems, 'cause I don't know the guy personally, but Lord, he still seems balanced. Like, you don't hear about miscues in the family. You don't, like, he seems to be as present as somebody who's gone as much as he can be in his family's life. Like, that balance of success versus everything else is hard for me to overcome. Because if I think about so many decisions I've made in my life, I have sacrificed being great at something to have balance in life on almost every avenue of my life. Like, I'm an underachiever in many aspects, like, but balance is not one of the things I've underachieved. And I feel like I'm very balanced, but because I'm very balanced, I didn't achieve a lot of individual things that I probably could have had I just been like, I'm going to do this shit no matter what. Like, I'm going to lock in, as the kids say, and just do this. And it's weird because, like, you know, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
Oh, yeah.
But I was reminded of something in church today that's going to come off as a negative. If any ladies are listening, please let me finish my complete thought before you immediately go into defense mode and tell me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's the disclaimer I'll put right now. But no, I just seriously, man. Like, if you let me just get home, the message won't be what you think it is. So, you know, in church today, the pastor, you know, bigging up fathers, doing all this, talking about that. But the overall message was, look, man, you're going to falter as a man, but, like, it's your job. Put your wife behind you, put your kids behind you, and you just have to do battle. And we're recognizing you, we're thanking you for it, we're acknowledging it for it. And that got me to thinking, like, that's a luxury. There's a luxury that women have that men don't have. Please let me finish my thought, ladies. And here's what I'm going to say. Like, in life, women put so much pressure on themselves. Not saying that society's not putting pressure on them, but there's a sense of pressure that happens with a wife, with a mother, that is very self-inflicted because it's a lot of responsibility. They take it, they're doing everything, but the outside world is constantly trying to make them feel like they're doing enough. Like, you always hear, hey, she's doing the best she can. Hey, she's out here working hard. That is a luxury that most men never will feel because the outside world is constantly telling us that we're never doing enough. It doesn't matter what our circumstance is, whatever's going on, we're not enough. And we get taught that from an early age. Like, and it gets instilled in us, and I'm not blaming women for this, but it actually gets instilled into us by men in our lives. Like, I think about my uncles and everything. Like, hey, when I was young and going through things, nobody ever said, hey, are you okay? Everybody always said, hey, you gotta make sure you all right for your mom, right? Hey, look, you don't need to be hey, take care of your mom. Hey, make sure she's okay. Nobody ever asked me how I was doing because the message was, hey, bro, you gotta figure that shit out on your own. And then if you listen to women, it's like, hey, you got to be a provider if you're a man. But hey, you can't be away from the home too much because if you are, you're not present in your kid's life. But hey, if you're not paying for everything, once again, it's a balancing act that the world is never telling. This is the one day in which, as a guy, you should feel like the world is saying, hey, Pops, We appreciate and we see you. And we do hear that. But even today, it was like, hey, we appreciate you. We see you. And you ain't doing enough. I'm just saying, you got to do a little bit more, bro. Like, hey, step your game up. Step your game up. Hey, look, today, like, today, when you leave here, you're going to be better for your family. Like, goddamn, I can't just be good enough today. Like, today couldn't be the day that I was good enough. But, so what I'm saying is, like, but that's been instilled in me since I was younger. So, like, the idea of truly being locked in to being successful, like, I think Kira asked me a couple months ago, what did you dream of being when you were younger? I didn't have an answer. And when I thought about it, I was like, I never had a dream of anything great. I guess, quite simply, like, I just wanted to be a better dad than mine. Like, that was maybe that sounds like a very low bar, and that's not a diss to my dad, but I'm just like, I didn't have like these, oh man, I want to be the next superstar on this. Like, I just never, because to me, I guess growing up as a child of a professional athlete, I saw how that desire for him to be great at that one thing left him no room for anything else, and I just didn't want to be that. So I've always looked at, like, success and greatness as an imbalance in your life. And if I'm really trying to work on improving myself, it's like, I gotta stop being afraid of being successful. I gotta stop looking at success as if that's a reason to be guilty because I got successful at something, because I did something well, because, you know, greatness does require sacrifice. And I'm being a hypocrite because when I talk to my daughter, like, I had a conversation with Kira the other day, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't even recognize you anymore. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, do you even like playing basketball anymore? And she was like, yeah, I love playing basketball. I'm like, what do you want to end up doing in basketball? And she was like, I want to be one of the greatest women's basketball players of all time. And I was just like, oh, so you just want all the recognition that comes with being great. Cool. All right, now I know how to move, because you're basically saying you don't give a fuck about actually being great. You just want the recognition. That's a cold-hearted thing to say to a 14-year-old. But she took it like a champ, because she was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, I liked you better when you sucked. Because when you sucked, you worked harder. And I was just like, you know, so we've gotten the habit of this new expression now. I'm just like, because you're okay with being okay. And I'm like, look, if you're okay, you always delay. She was like, what does that mean? I'm like, you're just too talented to suck now. So as long as, you know, you show up every once in a while, you'll be okay. And I'm like, and if you want to be good, all you got to do is play. And she was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, no, yeah, you'll be good because you show up and play. But you got to understand that great don't wait. Like, when you want to be great at something, you don't have time to wait. So I'm like, okay delays, great plays, great don't wait.
I'm keeping that. That's dope.
And it was off the top of the head too. I felt really good about it too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, when she left the room, I was like, boy, that sounds like some cold shit I just said right there, man. Like, but hey, like, this whole week she's been back to working out and stuff. And it wasn't like I was being mad at her, but it was just like, look, I recognized myself in her in that moment where she had just got okay with, I'm just good enough. Because she's trying to and balance was a word I kept using to her, because I'm like, you're a teenager, you're about to go to high school, you're balancing your social life, you know, you're getting to the age where now you're like, your love life is a thing for you, because, you know, you're in this whole space where you're trying to find balance. And I could see myself in her, which is like, hey, this one thing is taking me away from all this other stuff, so I'll just put that in the back because I still want to be balanced, and I don't want her to be afraid of being great at something like in many ways I was and still am to this day. Like, hell, I'm an assistant coach, not just because I feel like I want to be an assistant coach. I don't like dealing with parents, and being an assistant is a good way to not have to talk to parents because I can always defer. Like, honestly, I'm an assistant coach because I can Heisman parents. I can just be like, hey, nope, that's the coach over there. But I mean, like, the other thing is like, hey, I know how much time and dedication it would take for me to be. I know how much time being an assistant takes me away from the family and everything. So being in charge of shit again, now I'm just like, oh, it's gonna take me away. Can't do that. It's a fear. I mean, I gotta just be honest and recognize it's a fear I have. I fear success because I feel like success breeds imbalance. I gotta get better at that. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded of an approach to get to what I thought was a simple concept that I probably made sound way more complicated than it needed to be.
Hey man, you said great don't wait. That made up for all of it.
It
that
didn't
shit
make
awesome.
it up. Make it for all of it. Come on, man. That was great what he said. I mean, that was fire. I mean,
Yeah,
bars. But I mean, the whole thing was good.
Yeah. So, like, I would say, you know, for myself, it took me a very long time to figure out who I was. Like, so, like, for a very long time, I wasn't successful because I didn't know what it looked like. I didn't know, you know, like in high school, average, you know, the things I did in high school, average. You know, I went to college, flunked out, came home, did that thing, went back to community college, average. You know, went back to college, average. Decided, nah, I ain't ready for this shit. You know, 3 years later, after being out of high school, I worked. Then I decided I was ready. You know, once again, you know, I was average. Then I started playing the catch-up game. So, like, being successful didn't really hit me, or at least being successful at certain things really didn't hit me until I was in my 30s. Like, I didn't know it. I know what other people's success looked like. I didn't have any experience in my success because I had not fleshed out truly who I was. And so, like, for me, this question is, you know, for the one time, I say I don't really go deep, whatever. Well, this is this for me because I'm still in a constant state of growing myself. And it's to the point now where I feel like I gotta catch up. You know, I'm 51 years old, about to be 52 in a couple weeks, but I feel like I'm like 20 years behind, you know, just on basic things. So, like, for me, I did discover that, you know, Ruben, people listen to you for some odd reason. They listen to me, you know, and being a leader is something when I go back when I was a teenager that I had, but I never really, I was always the vice president. I was always the secondary. So, like, hey man, I was cool with being Biden with Obama. Like, I had no issue with that. And so for me, I never really got to discover my true talents or what they could have been. And so, you know, when you know, like I said, in my 30s, I graduated college when I was 36. You know, shout out to me. Like, I'm very proud of that shit. Like, people can say what they want. Like, I think sometimes I learned you gotta take all the things that you are successful at. You gotta appreciate that. Even the small stuff. You gotta really appreciate that. Like, I talk about it on the show. I joke, well, this is the longest relationship I've ever had. I joke about that so much, but I'm overly proud of us being at 280 episodes. Like, that's some shit that when it's all said and done, you can't take that from me. Like, if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, hey, Ruben was on the internet for 280 episodes at least. Boom. Like, so, like, now I'm still trying to catch up. because I have to, not because I want to. You know, there are a lot of things I want to do. Fear is a motivator because now fear has, you know, things I want to do have real life consequences. When I was 16, yeah, I may not have feared anything other than talking to girls, but like I didn't have to mess around and, oh shit, Ruben, you fucked up on building this, so that's gonna cost you an extra $1,000. I ain't trying to do that. But I realized that I needed these two hands. You know, I talk about the garden because, yeah, I've worked in gardens before that other people have made, but I've never done anything for myself. Like my uncles and my brother was here earlier this week. And I was proud of my little tub garden, you know? Fuck what you heard, like, I don't care. Like, that's the first time I can sit here and say, truly, these thumbs were a little green. But once again, I had to push myself to do that. I think I'm smart enough. I think I'm handy a little bit. You know, I can cook, I can do all this. But there's always a hump, you know? And for me, you know, yes, I want to be somebody's person. But in order for me to be somebody's person, I have to be my person. And if I can't be the person who I want to be, I can't be a person for somebody else, much less, you know, taking care of anything that's, you know, moves and is alive. Like, that's why I don't have animals. Like, no. But, you know, I say all that. It's like, you know, proving I can do things is important to me. Even though sometimes it's simple as baking a cake. Now, I don't bake a lot, but I like to eat. But then again, I don't want to bake something that shit's nasty. So it's like, that's the thing for me. That is a small fear complex. You know, the biggest thing right now is I want a deck. You know, I have friends who can help me build it, but I'm on their time. Man, I'm almost to the point where I'm about 85% considering just to buy the equipment and build it myself. Hilariousness ensues. I probably need to have somebody recording it because that's either going to be hilarious or it's going to be sad or it's going to be the greatest shit ever happened to me. One of those three things are going to happen, but I got to pull that trigger. You know, I am lazy, and that's a problem. I have started things and I don't finish them. That's a problem. But in order for me to get to where I got to get to, part of that growth is finishing, you know? And hey, am I successful with all this? No. I fail on a consistent basis. But every day I get back up and I'm going to fail again tomorrow. I hope I learned something from that fail because I can get up on Tuesday and do this. So like, yeah, I mean, for me, you know, the hardest part about growing myself is me. I am my biggest problem, you know, because part of me is like, well, you not no young buck no more. No, you know, you ain't motherfucking strong and shit. No. I mean, I know how to use tools, but I ain't never really built something of any importance. So I got to get through all that mentally. And that shit's hard. But, you know, a lot of things have happened in the past 5 years I didn't think I could do. You know, and I'm gonna get it done. And hopefully within the next month, there'll be a deck in my backyard, and hopefully it don't look like ass, and it can sustain people. But I'm not gonna put anybody on it if it's not safe. That's just crazy. But yeah, man, I would say, for me, the hardest part is getting out of my own way. And for certain things, I'm very successful at doing it, and others that are not. I'm not successful at getting out of my own way. All I can say is, and for anybody listening, if you can get out of your own way, you can do whatever you want to do. What is that song by Nas? I am. Be what I want to be.
God, I hate that song so much.
I mean, that song's not great, but it does have a message.
Oh, no, it has a message. Doesn't mean it's a good song, but it has a good message.
Exactly. I'm not bumping that shit in my car, but the words, and once again, that's one of those songs they're not necessarily talking to me. So
I don't know who Nas was talking to in that song, but
that's cool.
He was talking, trying to get the check. That's all that was. Like, hey, I ain't even mad at him. Like, he's trying to get paid.
One of the things I try to live by is, one of the things. I got a lot of things I live by, but if it ain't fun, it ain't fun unless the homies got some. So like, hey man, my thing is, if I get this deck done, the goal is to invite y'all over, and we can all celebrate that shit together. And we can all either be like, damn, Ruben, you did some work, or, bro, you need to get a professional look at that shit.
Yeah, you're going to have to be on that deck first by yourself for a little while, bro.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not really looking forward to being a guinea pig, but okay.
Yeah.
No.
Test it out with some people you don't care about.
That's cold, man.
I mean, you the one set it up. I'm just saying, bro.
You the one.
You don't have confidence in yourself when you talk about that deck. I'm just letting you know.
So the fun thing about the deck is it's like an 8x4. It's nothing really big. It's more or less to put the grill on.
That's 8x4 space that I will not be on at first.
And that's fine. I mean, I wouldn't put you anything that my fat ass won't get on. Just like I won't let you eat something that I won't eat. That's just, that's just how I roll. Because if I think it's nasty, I'm not going to serve that shit to nobody. Just letting you know, people, if you can't cook, takeout is fine. And just let motherfuckers know you can't cook. Like, everybody got a cell phone.
Yeah, but everybody that can't cook don't realize they can't cook.
And that's a weakness for them. You know what that also is? That's also not having good fucking friends, man. Because Lord knows, Moby, if your ass couldn't cook, I damn sure wouldn't eat it. And I damn sure would tell you, bruh. I mean, yeah, man. But you can cook. So, like, we good. We good in the hood, man. Like, AG, I want some of those biscuits, man. Cause you got that Hardee's biscuit. I'm trying to learn how to make that shit.
Well, if that's the whole point, you have to learn how to make them.
Trial and error, man.
I told you, it's a want-to type of dish, bro.
Yeah, I just need a recipe.
You need a what? You need some buttermilk and some butter, and make sure they're really cold. And you need to make a few terrible biscuits, and then one day you will make good biscuits.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Really, just buttermilk and butter.
And flour?
And flour.
Yeah, that's all it is. Salt. It's just salt, baking powder, baking soda.
See, the baking powder, baking soda, you left all that shit out. I'm about to make some shit and ain't gonna inflate, man. What the fuck, man?
Man, if you are not resourceful enough to get on YouTube, that's a you problem, bro. That is a you problem.
I am on YouTube. I watch too much of it because I look at how these people be building these decks by themselves. And I'm just like, oh yeah, Ruben, they actually got skills. So I'm like,
man, if you got a shovel in the level,
once again, you exactly what I was saying earlier. You want to get to the finish line without the process. Like, yeah, they got skills, but they didn't magically the first time build a perfect deck. Like, they fucked shit up first too.
I know, man. I went to Lowe's and they got the build a deck thing, and I built me a deck, and it gives me all the materials I need and shit. And I'm just like, word, all right. They didn't put instructions on it though. So I'm just kind of like, so I'm supposed to just look at this shit and just make it. But I guess they would also assume that, hey, motherfucker, like, if you building this, you probably know what the fuck you're doing. I know enough.
That's a broad assumption.
That's their assumption, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's for them
Yeah.
to say that like that. They ought to know better.
I mean, they didn't say it like that. They said it by not giving you instructions on how to build this shit. They give me pictures because I put the pictures together and shit, and they told me what I need, but they didn't give me instructions on how to build it. And I was kind of like,
I would say a couple of specialty digging tools and a level and being able to measure are going to be your friend.
well, actually, it's going to be above ground. So,
What do you mean above ground?
like you can do it without digging. There's plates that you get from the bottom of it. That I learned that shit. I did my research.
Okay.
So instead of digging and doing concrete and all that crazy shit, you basically have to. There are plates that you could buy for it that you gotta drill and screw in, and then they stay on top. It's just, I mean, it's heavy as fuck to move. And then basically, I would just screw it into the steps. Because I'm not getting rid of the steps. I'm just basically building an extra spot to it.
Okay.
That's purposeful, you know? That way, it ain't going nowhere. So, and it's motherfucker's gonna be heavy. So, yeah. I've done the research. I just got to pull the trigger. And when I pull the trigger, I'll let you know. And, you know, and of course, you know, Brent's out here. I'm not going to let y'all slander my place of employment. I guess he's talking about Lowe's. I mean,
When did
Shit,
we
man.
slander?
well, I guess what I was talking about, these motherfuckers let you build shit, but they don't give you no damn instructions on how to put it together. Like, hey, man, here's a lawnmower. This is what you get for it. You got to put the shit together yourself. What are we doing? How am I fucking supposed to together if you don't give me no instructions? So, whatever. But yeah, man, that's for me. Yeah, I gotta get out of my own way. Every time I've got out of my own way, positive things have happened. This is just another. So, awesome. Appreciate y'all and sharing and things as such. And also for everybody out there listening, hey, you know, we all want to be better every day. We're all different. And the way you make yourself better each day is the way you make yourself better each day. You know, don't sit here and being like, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you make yourself better each day by doing the work. As they say, you know, if you want to get to the finish line without doing the work. Nah, player, we got to do the work. Whatever that work is, we got to do it. And if we don't get it done, we just bitching. And I'm trying not to do a lot of that these days. However, you know, it happens. So with that being said, AG, man, what's on your mind?
People out here not taking showers. Okay. I have said on this show many times my journey to get to a place where I believe I'm clean by my olfactory. So when I smell my armpits, there's nothing there. And I said on this show I had an issue with that, didn't know how to take it, because I would take a shower and still smell musty. I'm like, what the hell is that? Been in the shower 10 minutes, I'm still smelling. Come on,
Lume,
bro.
right? You got the Lume shit.
No, that stuff does not work for me. Now, from what I understand, it does work for other people, but for me, no. So I'm in the shower and I was like, you know what? Maybe if I use a loofah and do a little scrub, that would help. Genius idea. It absolutely works. So now I have to go through a 2-cycle shower. So I use the loofah to get the armpits good. Then I wash them like I usually would. I'm golden. That is satisfactory to me. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself in the shower one day, like, I'm going through all this trouble to be clean. And you got people out here talking about, well, the soap just runs down on me and that should be enough. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, well, you know, maybe I'll shower like 3 times a week. What the fuck are you talking about? This is not, no. You stink. This has nothing to do with race, creed, or color. If you're a human being, you stink. Okay? I promise you do. And if you think that being soap adjacent is making you clean, you're an idiot. And you just don't want to be clean. Or you think that you special, and you think people, just because they ain't saying you nasty, ain't thinking that you nasty. Okay? Our president runs around with a diaper that smells like hell, but no one says it to him, and he thinks he's okay. No, he's not. He's not. So I just wanted to get this off my chest. If you are not, like I said before, everybody's not like me. I'm not saying that. But if you think just like being in the shower and, rubbing soap across you is good enough, yeah, you're sadly mistaken, sir. And that's what's on my mind. People out here being nasty. Stop riding dirty. Stop riding dirty.
W. Brown.
Why? Why is that?
Don't wash your legs.
What are you talking about? Man, your feet are awful. Toe jam everywhere. W.R. Brown, please don't do that. That's just I can't unhear it. I can't unread it. Lord Jesus.
I mean, she ain't wrong though. There are a lot of people who don't.
But I want her. I want to believe that she's wrong. I want to believe that it's at least hyperbole. People out here nasty, man.
That's why I'll be fucking with chicks' toes, bro. I can't do it.
You should be able to suck the toes if you want to suck the toes. So people out here should be hygiene oriented. Some bullshit, man. And they pretending like they. But the thing to me is, like, if a dude say, bro, I just stink, right? I can respect that. But if you out here thinking you clean and you looking down on me because I take showers twice a day if I can, oh, I don't like you. I don't like you. If I was married to you, I can't have sex with you real because you nasty. You riding dirty, man. You riding dirty. I can't. Like I said, thinking they booty don't stink and they booty really stink. No.
So no eating the groceries, huh?
Look, man, I have been through this before and I've said it on this show before. If you want me to do certain things, you're going to have to show me some things. If you lead with, I don't shower but 2 or 3 times a week, oh, we're not doing certain things.
That's a week? What the fuck?
I just finished saying this, Ruben. People out there really think that that's enough, man. Like W.R. Brown just said. How you not going to wash your legs? You was already down there. Man, just put some little rag, little rub-a-dub-dub. Come on, bruh. And really, for real, if you skip the legs, I could kind of sort of handle it. But when you say you don't do your feet, how you not washing your feet? You know how nasty your feet? Oh my, have you taken off your shoes?
You get in the shower, man. That's like half the work.
No, it's a little bit of the work, sir. Because see, now you all soap and water adjacent again. No, you gotta get that work, man. You gotta take a wash rag and get some real soap, because body wash don't work for everybody. Make sure your soap got lye in it. Stop playing. People nasty, man. Look, I ain't going on no like 30-minute rant about this. The bottom line is people nasty and they think they clean and they trifling. And they out here in these streets making us deal with it. We got to deal with your funk, man. And it's not too bad in the wintertime, but when it's summertime and it's heat activated, oh my God, bro.
I'm gonna let you know, teenage boys are the worst now too. Like, I'm gonna tell you why. Because like, I remember high school football practice, going back in the locker room, and I remember specifically, and I'm gonna say pause before I make this statement, but look, the shower came on after practice for 3 dudes. Me, a dude named Robert, and Zoe. We were the only dudes that would take a shower before we got back on the bus to go home.
Oh, after football games?
After football practice. Oh, after a football game, won't nobody take a shower. But they will be going out. Like, I might not take a shower because I'm going straight home to take a shower.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go home, that's one thing, but you can't be going out to the other people.
Look, man, Tuesday after football practice, getting back on the activity bus, man, I'm taking me a shower because, like, look, what if I do want to make a pit stop to a nice young lady's house on the way back to the crib? Like, but other dudes just be in the locker room, change their clothes, spray some body spray. I'm just like, hey, bro, that ain't
the Axe, son.
Yeah, that Axe body spray, like that ain't really doing nothing. Like, you can't put deodorant on after you funk it. The deodorant is pre-game, not post-game.
Yo, Brent said if you want to job to install a shower, but don't see to take them.
Man, I can't do it. Ruben, I can't do it, man.
No, it was so dope after practice though, because like, you know, shower locker room got the showers all around, but when it's only 3 people on the team taking, bro, we was spaced out. You know what I'm saying? We it's
That
like we
means
had
that
our
bus
own
stank
suite
every day.
We had our own shower suite pretty much, man.
Yo, that means that bus steak every day.
Oh hell yeah, bro.
Come on.
And you ain't washing your practice jersey and stuff every day anyway. So the next day you come in to practice and your funk dirty clothes smell like yesterday still, and you smell like yesterday still, and then you putting this on.
Hold on, man. In high school, I was a manager, and like our job was to wash the fucking the uniforms, man. What, your people didn't do that?
Hold on, we didn't wash our practice jersey every day. I had 2 pair of practice pants, which during the practice week is really all you really need, because one of the days you ain't going with pants anyway. And the practice jersey, I mean, you use shorts. You do walk through with shorts, so you know what I'm saying?
Just making sure, bro. I was like,
but like practice jersey.
Wow.
Like, look,
Man,
I didn't care if you stunk during practice. You know what I'm saying? We all out here sweaty, funky, and hot. But like when you made that decision afterwards to like then just put your regular school clothes back on after
I mean,
that,
those are funky too.
Exactly.
Bruh.
Look, and I ain't trying to sit here like I was the most sanitary dude on earth. I ain't saying I was taking 20-minute showers, but hey, man, a little bit of soap, washcloth, good little rinse, and you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't take much.
At least wash your balls, man.
Yo, Ruben, I was just about to say, like, yo, it was a quick shower because I was trying to wash the important parts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Pits, booty, and balls, man. Pits, booty, and balls,
man. You know what I'm saying? I had to cut the tape off my ankles, so I had to wash it because I didn't want that sticky stuff around. Put my socks back on, but yeah, man, quick.
So hold on, man.
I ain't talking about nothing extravagant.
So some of these dudes won't take a shower and then go into girls' places. Talking about trying to get a little BJ.
Talking about, bro, they didn't even turn until me and Robert and Zoe started asking them to turn the shower on. They weren't even turning the showers on.
Yo,
Zoe was always smart. I had to give it to him. I didn't even know this is what Zoe was doing. Zoe was going in the coach's office taking a shower. One day I was like, bro, how come you always come out? And he was like, I take a shower. And I'm like, hey, they got a shower in there? He was like, yeah, they got a nice private shower. And I'm like, man, they be holding out on us. But then I had to have that uncomfortable conversation with Zoe because he always came out glistening with a towel on. I'm like, hey, bro, do a better job. Like, you look, if you had a private bathroom, you could have dried off and put something on. You didn't have to try to come out glistening and shit. Like,
with baby oil and shit on. Just put on the baby oil. You got the shower. Oh no. Sorry, AG man. Sorry about the.
No, I appreciate all the input because I'm tired of sitting around here thinking I'm crazy. No, man, look, man. Like I said, people out here thinking they're not affecting the rest of the world by being nasty. That's all I'm saying. Just do better, y'all. Just do better.
You know, clean your ass, guys. Clean your ass.
Please.
Thank you.
Please.
Mo B, man. It's on your mind.
hey, look, man. So I got 2 quick things. One, I got a dope Father's Day gift, but I do have some discrepancies with it. And I'd like to air out my discrepancies live on wax. No. I was looking at it to make sure. So I got this dope picture, Daddy's Dream Team. It's got a number I played in before because I didn't have a number. I played in a lot of different numbers. And Kira and Cadence's jersey. But I have some constructive criticism.
I'm not gonna say it.
No. Here, it's very constructive criticism. It's a very positive thing, and I know everybody. You probably think I'm about to say something that's gonna get me in trouble, but I'm not, because I'm gonna say this is not the whole dream team because it's missing somebody.
Your wife.
Exactly. Thank you for noticing the obvious, because I'm just like, yo, I didn't make these 2 by myself.
But you're the dad of those 2.
I get it. It's Daddy's Dream Team. Daddy's Dream Team. Cool.
But you're not her dad.
No, but what he's saying is, Yeah, he's saying that she's just as important.
No, she absolutely is. But
she could have at least been standing with a whistle over on the. I mean, she is the coach. You know what I'm saying? The general manager, the owner. Like she is the person that's telling these three people what to do.
She should be in the pants. She should be in the pants suit chilling.
Like there's nobody in this picture making fucking decisions.
He said nobody. Wow.
We just out here running plays.
However, that is a dope joint though.
It is nice.
Yeah, it is. It's a dope Father's Day gift. The other thing that's on my mind is like, I appreciate you two, because I guess I'll say, like, I'm really, first of all, I want to second something that AG said earlier about Ruben. I would have never had a podcast go this long. I just wouldn't have. I just, first of all, I don't feel like anybody gives a fuck what I have to say. And the people who do care what I have to say, I feel like they should have better things to do with their own personal lives.
Wow.
So okay. I would just never assume to make almost 300 episodes over the course of 5 years?
5.5.
So never. And with that being said, I'm going to start doing a podcast now out of envy. Just because, is
that the reason we're doing it? Really? So your hate is driving your stuff. Okay. Is that what we're doing? Okay.
No, I want to have a podcast because I finally feel like I have something to say. As we've joked about up here, I really don't like talking in being the center of attention and stuff. I don't mind talking. I just don't necessarily want to be center of attention. I don't do this podcast thing because I'm hoping to one day be some type of famous personality. That's not really what motivates me. But recently I've been doing something that I feel like a lot of other people wish they could have done or regret not doing later on in life. I am doing something that they say you should never do. And I think the people who say you should never do it just have a terrible view of it. They say you should never meet your heroes. And I think the reason you should never meet your heroes is because they're a hero, they're a 2D character. And when you meet them, you realize that they're a 3D full character. And you see the imperfections. You see the things that aren't heroic. And I think that's lazy, because I decided that I don't want to just meet my hero. I want to know my hero, because I feel like that'll give me a greater appreciation of who my hero is. And that person is my grandma. So I have been having conversations with her that are much different than conversations I ever had in my, life. I'm in my 40s now. And I joked with her. I never even looked at her as a 3-dimensional character until I was an adult with kids. Because my whole life she had just been this perfect figure because she was my grandma, she was my hero. That's what she was. She was her title. And that was everything. And I feel like so many people never actually get to meet their grandparents because their grandparents are either old and then you talk to them on a very surface level of things, or you talk to them out of not wanting to shame them or disappoint them. And having just human conversations with my grandma has given me a perspective that I'm so thankful that I'm getting to have, because I know there's so many people who later on in life wish you could have that conversation, because we're constantly going to elders or people who are important in our lives and asking for advice, but we don't know where that advice is coming from, and that advice is coming from their experience. So I'm not asking for her advice. I'm asking for her experience. I'm asking to get to know her. I'm asking who she is outside of just being a grandma, a mom, a sister, a aunt. She's been a lot of different titles to me, but I've never known who Ruth Shanes was or Ruth Howard after marriage. I've never known that person. So I want to start a podcast. I've already talked to my cousin about it because he said he'd be on the first episode, and it's a tribute to my grandma. It's going to be called Ruth Conversations, which is her name, but it's also an acronym for Relevant, Uniting, Truthful, Healing Conversations. Because that's honestly what my grandma is to me. She's all of those things. So it's going to be a little bit more personal for me. It's not going to be something that Moby's doing. It's going to be Tico and me just asking. I'm not sharing the conversation that I'm having with my grandma because those conversations are for me, but I'm allowing those conversations to spark topics that I'll talk to other people with just to see what their perspectives are as well. So excited about that. I appreciate y'all too for saying that y'all would help because like I just show up for this podcast shit. So as far as like how to edit, what to do, like I don't do none of that. I just show up.
Show up for this podcast shit.
I
Ruben,
just show up
are you okay?
He ain't lying.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna keep it real. It's not like I'm contributing much other than just being on the podcast. Like
no lies detected.
You're doing all the great editing, and Ruben does all the branding, the conversation picked, and literally I have the easiest job. I just come up here and kind of talk shit. So this is gonna be a whole new experience for me, like to start this, and it's gonna be way more personal for me. But I just feel like it's more for me than anyone who will actually listen. It's kind of like just a video because my wife's been saying I should write a book. I'm lazy. I'm not trying to write a book. So I'd rather just talk. I'd rather just talk this shit on out.
Understood. I am here for whatever
Cool.
you need, sir.
Hey man, excited for you. Excited.
It's going to be good.
Still
I'm
gonna be on
curious
this show,
because
right?
you talk about her. She's kind of legendary on the show. I'm kind of curious to see what she actually says based on what you ask her. So yeah, I'm here for it.
Long as you stay on this show too. Don't be just big shit and leaving. Ain't got time for that.
Now I'm gonna do a 5 heartbeats. We're gonna get an award, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, this will be my last appearance.
Jesus. Craziness. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. Once that comes out, we're gonna talk about it on the show. So we're gonna get that love to you and your grandma. Your grandma's a very, 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 very nice woman. And she know my mama. So like, we good.
Hey, I'm pretty sure my grandma knew damn near everybody in Petersburg.
Your grandma knows a lot of people. Like my mom was like, yeah, I knew. I was like, God, damn.
Small world.
Yeah, for
6
real,
degrees,
for
man.
real.
6 degrees.
So, what's on my mind is very simple. It started. It is officially started. The championships are coming into town. Shout out to the DC Defenders winning the UFL championship last night in much destruction fashion. Man, they beat the dog shit out of Michigan. Like, that game won't even... It was like... I think it ended up like 56-42 or some shit.
Did you attend?
Man, huh?
Did you attend? Were you there?
I know.
Oh,
It was in
okay.
St. Louis.
Oh, I thought it was in DC. I didn't know if they had a
No,
neutral site.
it was on ABC though, and Joe and Tom who show his ass. He's like, oh, no first team all conference, no MVP. Oh, the other dude who only played 6 games got that shit. Word. Tell him to, suck on my championship, and he got MVP. So shout out to the Defenders. Hey man, that's just part 1 of bringing championships back to Washington. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So the other thing is,
Well, technically, don't the Commanders play in Maryland?
hey man,
Why, Mo?
Commander,
Why? Just why, man?
stop hating.
No, he's not hating. He's just like toying with you. And it's so
that's
easy
fine,
for him
man.
because you allow it to happen.
Hey, it's not working. I'm still too happy about the Defenders. So whatever. But y'all do need to pay Terry. Stop fucking around with that, though. But yeah, other than that, all I'm gonna say is, everyone, you know, if you want to do something, just do it. Like they were talking about earlier, over 5.5 years ago, I went on vacation, decided I'm gonna start a podcast. Did it by myself for 10 episodes. My cousin, AG, said, yo, I can help you out. I was like, you gotta be on the show. Boom. 15 episodes later, Mo B on the episode. Boom. And the rest, they say, is history. So I appreciate any and everyone, you know, who's been on this journey with me. We still got a lot more journey to go. Yeah, man, I'm just excited. But don't ever be afraid to be successful, and don't be afraid to do what you want to do, because the worst thing that can happen is you fail. I fail at least 12 times every day doing something. So like, shit, what's one more? You know, fake it till you make it, right? But then when you make it, we good in the hood. So with that being said, like, thank everybody for listening to the podcast today, whether live or when you listen to it on the podcast, either get Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. We are here Sunday nights, 9 p.m. until we finish this episode and we get off the air. Hey, look, please like and subscribe. And hey, leave us a review too, man. If you love us, tell us you like us. If you think we suck ass, you can tell us that too, and I'll just cut it off. But when it's all said and done, yeah, we appreciate everybody who spends 2 seconds on this show, because, hey, man, you may care, you may not, it's whatever. It is all up to you. Also, to all you people out there who like and share and make comments on our social media stuff, thank you. We appreciate you. Keep doing it. Hey, eventually, one day, you will listen to us live and you'll be like, where have you been all my life? And I'm be right here, just waiting on you to get here. So with that being said, hey, thank you to AG, thank you to Mo B, thank you to everybody who listens to us right live and later in the podcast when it is up. So as we always do, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW Podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.